Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Life with Moko. I think it's only fitting that I introduce the key players, the stars of my story. So we're going to start off with my oldest son, Simeon, aka Heartbeat Number One. All intents and purposes, he will be referred to as Heartbeat Number One in almost all the vlogs. I think it's only fair that you guys get a little background and know who he is. So thank you for giving me the space to share something incredibly personal and someone who means the world to me. Today, I want to introduce to you my son, not just any son, my first son, my beginning, my heartbeat number one. His name is Simeon. Becoming a mother for the first time is something you can never really prepare for. You can read all the books, hear all the stories, get all the advice, but nothing compares to the moment when you realize your life is no longer just your own. It belongs to someone else now. And for me, that moment happened with Simeon. Ever since he was born, will be more like it. He came in with peace, and I had the easiest of pregnancy with him. I barely showed until I was like 6 or 7 months along. And I remember people, looking at me in disbelief when I said how far along I was. But that was Simeon from the beginning. He never caused any fuss. He was steady, calm. And I believe that was just God's way of preparing me for the kind of soul he would become. When Simeon arrived, he didn't cry much. He wasn't a high maintenance baby. He was peaceful. He was gentle, and he was alert. And there was a sense of quiet understanding in him. And even as a baby, I know every mom says this, but he really did feel like he's an old soul. I would often catch him just watching the world and absorbing it, and like he already knew more than he was let on. And as a toddler, he kept the same temperament for the most part. Easygoing, independent, not one to cling or whine. He was strong. He had a strong sense of self. And even before he had full words and the independence, there was a sense of quiet understanding in Simeon as a baby. And I know every mom says this, but he really did feel like an old soul in a brand new body. Well, not every mom says that, but most people would say that. But in his case, it actually was true. I would often catch him just watching the world, absorbing it all. He already knew what more than he let on. And as a toddler, he kept the same temperament, not a very independent, not one to cling or whine. He had a strong sense of self. And even before he had full words, that independence kind of grew with him as he got older. And when he started elementary school, life kind of sort of changed. It brought a few changes. Like many young boys, he had moments of anger and aggression. He kind of developed into, I don't want to say an angry kid, but he maintained his peace. But you push him, you start it, he'll finish it. He had a strong fire in him. He was very passionate, and this sometimes came out sideways. But even then, I could tell there wasn't trouble he was looking for. He wouldn't start it, but he would finish it. As he grew older, he learned to channel his emotions a lot better, and we had tons of conversations. Not necessarily had his way, but he would express himself the best way he knew how. I did my best to guide him through these different stages, and thankfully he never needed constant supervision. That's one thing I'll give to him. He always had a good heart, or he still does, not always had, but he has a good heart and strong instincts, and I've trusted him. He's given me very few reasons to worry. As he became a teenager, he kind of morphed into a very new version. He began to mature in the best ways. The fire turned into drive, the independence turned into inner peace. He embraced his introverted side, and not out of shyness, but out of strength. He didn't need the crowd. He didn't seek validation. He was okay being still, being alone, being centered. And yet, if you sat with him long enough, you'd find someone with deep thoughts and a big heart. Someone who could hold a real conversation, who could go from joking with his brothers to speaking like a wise old man in the same breath. Simeon had always been a loyal soul. He has the same best friend since elementary school, football, and that bond lasted through childhood, teenage, and now into young adulthood. And it doesn't surprise me, because once Simeon lets you in, he's all in, and he doesn't fake it. He doesn't play games. He doesn't need, like I said earlier, validation from the world or people around him. He's a real one through and through. Today, Simeon is in his second year of college. Can't believe I'm saying that. It seemed like only yesterday I was bringing him home from the hospital, and now we're talking college. And I couldn't be more proud. He's growing, he's thriving, stepping into his own. He's continuing to chase his dream of playing football at the highest level, currently on an athletic football scholarship, and he worked hard for. But more than an athlete, I'm proud of the young man he's becoming. Whether he goes pro or walks the stage with a degree in hand, I already know he's going to succeed because he's already learned how to show up for himself within and outside of football. He has a soul that seeks something deeper. He lives for peace, required for nature. He finds beauty in the things most people rush past: the glow of the sunset, the majesty of the mountains, the endless calm of the ocean, and that's where his heart beats. He's drawn to the stillness, to the serenity, and I think that's a reflection of how he's built on the inside. So today I share with you the one who made me a mother, my first son, heartbeat number one, ready to face the world. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the others. Until I talk to you guys, have a great day.